Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Happy Friday, July 12th, 2024. Hope you are doing amazing today, that you had a great week, and you're getting ready for an awesome weekend. It's been sweetly and pleasantly and peacefully raining where I am all day, off and on, and I think it might be raining right now. So it's been the perfect break, a little cool down that I have graciously welcomed. So let's see what we got going on today. Whoa. The World card out the gate. Wow. Dynamic completions and new beginnings. Congratulations, you must have finished something major successfully. Maybe the week was just a major completion for you. A lot going on this past week. The energies were a bit intense. Coming out of that new moon, and yeah, maybe you closed some cycle this week or put a stamp of a finished stamp or finishing touches, I hear, on something. Maybe I just heard that, like a finishing touches on an event that maybe is happening this weekend. So that's cool. Strength card. Whatever you did, you finished strong. Whatever you finished, it was a strong completion. And you, when the World card comes up, you should really take the time, whether it be a moment, a minute, recognition in a word, a celebration, whatever it is, you should really acknowledge whatever that win was for you or whatever the completion was, because this is signifying that whatever it was no small feat. First of all, just the World card at all. Second, with the Strength card, it either took great strength to complete and or you finished strong. Well, that's probably more or less one and the same, no matter what, but it took a great deal of will and balance and determination to do whatever it is that you needed to do in order to have this recycling, or I should say regeneration, of a new beginning. And as one of my favorite readers does say, your angelic karma, where there's strength, the devil is always lurking. So that means you could have done something with the devil hot on your ass and still somehow you finished it out successfully or closed it successfully. And then we got the Four of Wands cards: house, establishment, peace, harmony, balance. Again, another indicator of something that was done, that's been an accomplishment, a great achievement. To get to the Four of Wands means that one and or two of these people in this picture had to overcome some great hurdles or make great strides to get to this place of balance between the two of them, but more so, even more so individually. Yeah, great strides with the Nine of Wands card. That, like I said, that's the Wounded Warrior card. So this means that not everybody made it out the same way that you did. whatever this is, and or not everybody does make it out. That's what I'm really getting, the same way that you did. Ultimately not looking like what you've been through, but having a powerful testimony nonetheless. Yeah. Striving and persevering through great struggle, maybe even pain or discomfort, to get to a finish point, a finish line. And this 9 is a completion. Wow, look at this. Damn. Through perhaps attacks, sabotage, betrayal. This is the essence of the struggle right here with the 10. But like I said, it's at the 10, so completion and an ending. This is why you're at the World card now, because like I said, you don't look like what you've been through, and maybe you shouldn't even be here. Maybe you weren't slated to be here with the 10 of Swords. It could be that some people put in a great, or some energies, put in a great effort to try to assure that you wouldn't make it, at least not with all your senses intact. Because even with the 9 of Wands, that's a great deal of PTSD on account of such a struggle as this, that even though you have survived and you're still standing, you still have all of your senses about you to stand on your own 2 feet, it's not void of a need for some support to kind of push you to the end of this cycle of struggle. So it's something to have. It's one thing to come out of something alive. It's another thing to come out with all of your mental and psychological facilities intact. This is PTSD to some degree. Even could be insecurity or paranoia on account of the unfavorable circumstances that one may have incurred. And yet still, here is where you are, though. Still haven't found balance, peace, harmony, wellness, understanding, to even have the implication of partnership with the 4 of Wands here means that, you would have had to have done some healing or some great overcoming in your own right to be available to positively contribute to an equal and balanced partnership. Then you got the Strength card. Dedication, will, confidence, power. On the other end, through the struggle, and then on the other end, maybe even more empowered than you were before. And closing all of that out again. Triumphantly, I would say, with the World card here, and definitely with this Ace of Wands. Like, it's just doubled down on accelerated power, advanced, enhanced, what's the other word, like upgraded or promotion of sorts, and power and prestige on account of your experiences. So it's like here, when I said with the World card, take a moment to really appreciate what you've done, maybe reflect, reverence, celebrate, just really be with that and acknowledge yourself and acknowledge it for all that it was, because it's an achievement in itself to have overcome in this regard and live to tell the happy ending and also new beginning of a story. Not everybody is so blessed, or blissed, I should say. And also what it does when you reflect on your footprints, so to speak, particularly your energetic footprint, it does enhance your power and ground it, to really, like, it, what's the right word? It affirms your power when you can kind of, because a lot of times when we're going through things, we don't really know how strong we are, how resilient we are when you're in the midst of a struggle or an upheaval, a test, a trial, a tribulation, God forbid. You don't really know that that's what you're having when you're in it, per se, even if it's the most unfavorable experience you could have. It's not until you come out on the other end, usually, that you can really reflect on more than just the experience, the pronounced challenges of the experience itself. You know, you don't really get to consider when you're in the midst of a trial, you're not like, damn, I'm strong. Like, I really got this. I'm doing so great. I mean, if you do, that's amazing. And that is kind of like the point of reflection for your progression or advancement, because you can kind of like transmute or transfer that energy to what you may need moving forward, perhaps even in this new season or on whatever new challenge you get to face yet to come. It does kind of become a little treasure you could keep in your back pocket. But in the worst of times, a lot of times, until we kind of condition ourselves to do so, when you're in the midst, you're just hanging on for dear life, kind of like the Nine of Wands, just doing whatever it is that needs to be done to stay on 10 toes down, keep your head above water, keep a positive perspective, or at least a grounded perspective, an objective, I'll say, more so perspective. To stick to the plan with the Two of Wands here, to commit to a focus and a strategy to keep you in an intentional direction, and really pray and hope for the best. But you're definitely not looking at yourself like, wow, I'm doing this, I'm doing great, look at me go. That's not the case. But perhaps with each trial and tribulation, it gets to be the case. And so when you encounter a challenge, as you can recondition yourself to see it and say it, it doesn't feel so much like a tribulation, because you remember how you came through the last time, with passing with flying colors and still alive to tell, not just alive, but alive and well to tell the story. So that's how you can kind of affirm yourself through any present challenge as to how you do actually have it, and you are strong, and you are brave, and you do have what it takes to see yourself through to whatever goal you objectify or whatever end result you desire. Absolutely. So perhaps this is your sign to allow yourself to reflect and transfer all of that intel to this present moment now. Not to say that you need to pocket it for any impending challenges per se, but it definitely is empowering to know how resilient and how strong you are in any event. Wow, look, I didn't even mean to do that, but Chariot card, and it just lined up almost so perfectly. Yeah, that's like willpower yet again. Victorious. All these cards about achievement, though, after obstacles and struggles. So something You've done something big here. I don't know what y'all had going on this week, but you've overcome something major. And you may not even realize, like I said, maybe it hasn't even quite been revealed yet what that is. But there's some way that you kept yourself grounded and focused and intentional and persistent, dedicated, consistent, however you needed to dig your heels in this last week or so has paid off. Let's just say that. Whether you see the fruits of your labor or the rewards for your hard work yet, just know that it's paid off. Absolutely. Wow. That's awesome. Because the Chariot is a strong energy as well. That's warrior status right there. And it's also giving light to protective energy that perhaps if you haven't seen the evidence of your achievements and your accomplishments, just know that they're safe, sound, and secure as you are. And if there was any doubt or question in your mind, perhaps because of what all, this might even be like some emotional or energetic upheaval that could, let's say, project to you that there's some cause for fear or doubt or worry or insecurity in any way, shape, or form, or impending danger or whatever. It's like, just release all that. Release all that. Like, not only have you secured your position in some new season, quite successfully, it is secured by the divine on account of your devotion to it. So, go you, for real. Go you. Moon card. Interesting. What's the moon say? I'm like itchy right now. Don't ask me why, but I thought I should just say that. Maybe it's relevant. Maybe like somebody, you might be a bit eager or anxious for an outcome or to see the results of something or hear the results. I don't know why I said that. And the moon card could even be a representation of some deep-seated emotions, maybe even fears. It could be illusions, not being able to quite see clearly, some obscurity. So yeah, we got that going for us here. And with me itching, it's kind of like, like antsy, like what, something is shifting. You can kind of feel it in your body, but you don't necessarily know what it is, where to, how so, when, all of those things, when you can start to feel it in your spirit and in your force field before you actually see it. But you good. You straight. Look, you straight. 6 of Wands. No need to worry or fear. You've already done the heavy lifting at this point. Wow. You've done the work, as it said. At least for all intents and purposes of this transition of time. You're leaving something behind. Even in this card, this is about transportation, moving forward, the Chariot card is like moving forward. This is moving onward. So either way you look at it, there's motion. There's already a momentum building up. And where it is that you may not be able to fully see the destination, I'm getting the sense that the way is being prepared for you already, like it's being cleared. But really the preparation part is like this person enters in to a space and people are already like waiting on this energy, like awaiting their arrival, almost anticipating it is what I really feel. This is about support and recognition, rewards. Yeah, like you're about to be honored, perhaps, or certainly acknowledged for whatever all of this was that I just spoke about, whatever this is for you specifically. It's a cause not just for celebration, but for acknowledgement. And it may not be a physical, actual, like people standing around cheering and waving waving flags to welcome you to the finish line or whatever it is, welcome you to some new place. It may not be that, but it also might. It could just be a spiritual welcome, like almost a celestial welcome, and congratulations that you feel energetically by way of like a boost of energy or enthusiasm or even just confidence from the way in which you reflect on what you've just achieved. And that's more than enough, trust me. That'll be more than enough if nobody knows your name or knows what you've done. But a lot of this is definitely giving a spectacle of sorts. So if that's not something you're particularly comfortable with, you may want to begin to prepare yourself. If you're the low-key type that kind of just like to live your life, on the low, in secret, in obscurity, you may not have that luxury. I'm not sure, because here's another societal signal here with the Hierophant. And this could even be signifying a position of prominence that you may be stepping into as a teacher, a leader, a boss, someone that has knowledge and wisdom perhaps to offer to a greater body of recipients, such as, could even be like social media and your platform expanding. You could actually be a teacher, or you could be, as I said, someone that's about to be promoted or elevated in some way where what you say or whatever directives that you offer are significant enough for people to listen. So therefore, you got to kind of really be more careful and thoughtful about how you deliver, especially when other people are kind of hanging on your word in some type of way. Not to say like they're literally hanging on it, like what's she gonna say, what's he gonna tell us to do. But I mean, I don't know, because that's kind of cult like, which I hope not in this way. But depending on your level of expertise, how people are, humans are. Sometimes when you are exalted to have a certain influence and power, whether you ask for it or not, sometimes that can be the response. or the reaction. So again, if you're not comfortable with that, I don't know what to tell you, because you may be kind of on a pedestal to a certain degree, but on account of what you truly have to offer, because you wouldn't be honored in such a way for all of this if it wasn't of value universally or to creation at this point. So I'm talking, even though we got the moon card here, so that can have a different implication with the moon and the Hierophant. We could be talking about something mystical and maybe not diabolical, but maybe something, on the dark side of things. But if I can keep it in the light, it may just be you coming out of the shadows and maybe even out of hiding or obscurity from what you've been doing, kind of naturally, as I said, not really recognizing the true value of it while you were experiencing it. But it could be your struggle and your triumph against great challenge alone that puts you in a great position of influence to share your story with others, to impart some idea of truth or wisdom to others. It could be, let's see what's on the bottom. Wow, transformation. Well, that's that. And what I'm also getting is that I mentioned the darkness, is that you stepping into the light of your divine identity and taking your rightful place, whatever that gets to be, is what more or less puts an end to much of the dark resonance that means to be obstinate or adverse to the light. The two can't exist in the same space. It's going to be one or the other. And it's kind of up to you what that gets to be in the spaces that you occupy. Because you can turn your light off and go back into obscurity and, cower and hide and be afraid to share or express yourself, or you can let that light shine. And that will absolutely put an ending to things that don't prove themselves to be productive against that frequency. If it can't exist with it, then it has to find somewhere else to go, or be eliminated altogether. And also, perhaps what you have to impart or to share is transformative for others as well. Particularly, like I said, a lot of the energy was about overcoming struggle, triumph, and through trials and tribulations, and becoming a victor, perhaps on account of being victimized, maybe. All of those, the nature of those types of stories and testimonies that give other people hope and strengthen others' faith in themselves to follow suit for themselves, So, like I said, go you. You could even be getting into some spiritual work here. Under the Four of Wands, that's like, hell, you could literally be leading a congregation or creating like sacred spaces of your own. They don't, and with the moon card, how I could also see that is it's kind of like the taboo of the sun, like the darkness, even, where it's not necessarily evil or diabolical, but just, like you got your conventional congregation such as church or whatever religious organization. There could be something that you do that may not be stamped in with that tradition, but that has the same impact and impression, like the same resonance of gathering people together for the purposes of healing and transformation and regeneration, renewal, revival, like stuff like that. Like, yeah, wow. Man, I just got excited. Oh, 10 of Pentacles, couldn't even get far. Here we go, gathering people together. Families, this is impressing, impact and legacies in a very progressive and prosperous way. And the impression of a change of heart and mind is more valuable than anything material. That comes first. So we're talking about imparting strength and balance in your spiritual and primal nature. That's the key to advancement in the material world, really and truly. So something that you have to share or to teach, or testify even, or preach, bars, is precious. It's precious beyond, which is probably why it's so important to really kind of get a grasp on your reflection of where you've come from and where you are in this moment, so that you can properly express the aptitude of your experience for others to grasp and be inspired by. Because it's inspiration, like, that ultimately is like transmuted into gold coins or gold nuggets, really help some people, like I said, transform and transcend, maybe transcend their own traumas. Back to that Nine of Wands card, where everybody doesn't make it out alive having experienced perhaps what you have, or doesn't make it out with a sound mind on account of those experiences. But maybe perhaps we all share some essence of a struggle like that you can really champion a revelation for others, like not a blueprint per se, like this is the only way to do it, but just like the sheer example of how it's possible, how it can be done. Wow, what? The Ace of Swords. Your testimony, your truth, your triumph, your trial, your tribulations, your trauma, it's all so valuable. Maybe that's the obscurity of not really wanting to put all of that energy on blast, to be so transparent. Yeah. Because look at the world card here, like she's damn near naked, but that in the New World Order is kind of like a dressing down of those old filthy rags to some degree, the things that we once allowed to compel us to shame and guilt and embarrassment. You now can kind of wear that scarlet letter, so to speak, like a gold medal on your chest, because you've been through it all, seen it all, whatever all is for you, and you're here in your right mind to tell the story. Wow. Whatever this is, this divine clarity, it's bigger than you. So it's really important that if it is, and it may even seem a bit small to you, but that's the brilliance of the universe, is that your seed can become somebody else's garden, literally for generations beyond them, just on account of your willingness to sow it in spirit and in truth. So whatever And whoever you are in truth, authentically and organically, just let that shine and be let it be revealed, not exposed, but revealed in this time, as you feel divinely ordained to do so, of course. But it seems to me that somebody or someone's are being revealed anyway. Like I said, if you're not into that sort of thing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on a global scale or even a national scale, or even viral, it doesn't have to be any of that. Although the world card is like the World Wide Web, so it could be. So again, you thinking you just putting out a little content here and there, prepare yourself. It could go viral, as in the Ten of Pentacles. You just never know. But what you do get to ground yourself on, which is probably the point of me saying to do it now, is in who you are authentically before the world or any outside projections begin to dictate to you otherwise, or interfere with the reality that you've already, established for yourself. Why are you doing what you do? What's your motivation? What's your passion? What's your truth? What's your objective? What's your vision? All of those things being very clear, stable, and sound before they become vulnerable to outside influence and or attack, even when it doesn't mean to be attacked. Because like I said, one minute you could have a cult-like following of people that are hanging on your every word, and the next minute they could be scrutinizing you, damn near crucifying you. And you kind of have to be secure in who you are and what your standard of integrity is for you before you become amenable to the demands of the world, or commands of the world, if at all, for that matter, right? Yeah, this is something. Let's see what else we got. Whoop. Oh, that's a bit too much, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna put these back. I could take them, but I could have taken them, but let's do it. Let's do it easy. Oh, and here goes the Knight of Swords, that good old aggressor, entitled aggression here. It's like one of these days, this card is just gonna disappear in the deck. People will stop being so rageful and aggressive and entitled to your fortune. One day, they will have exhausted themselves out entirely. Because that's what this is giving me. Unless you coming to protect it. Are you? Let's see. No, because there's too much obscurity and confusion here for that to be the case with the Seven of Cups. This is somebody who is either looking to project an illusion or that is delusional about their entitlement to this fortune or their place within it. Like someone that feels they have some added value to. No, it's not added value. It's just they have a claim to it. So this could be the energy of folks. Now, dig this. Could be energies that have contributed to your growth in the adverse way, because they're the reasons why you're so strong in the first place. Because this adversity is what ultimately helped you build and flex your muscles. Now you'll have some that actually be so delusional to believe that because of that contribution that they call themselves having made to your success, that they should have some piece of it. How that sound? Does that sound good to you? Like your oppressors and your aggressors should get a little piece of the pie because, after all, that's why you're so strong. Yeah, thanks, but no thanks. That's not how that works. Even if you wanted to bend to such a ridiculous claim, universally, I don't think you would be allowed to. Either it would have an adverse effect on your productivity and your prosperity. You find yourself losing money, losing steam, losing energy, or you just, these frequencies won't even really be able to connect to you from where you are in this moment. Like they're almost lost in the sauce of their own transgressions at this point in time. So either way, like I think I'm saying that again to kind of affirm, the ideal that I think I said earlier about not being in fear or anxiety or eagerness about anything, just still kind of maintaining balance and stability, even though you may know, perhaps even see that these energies are still persist to be, to interfere, or interrupt or interject, whatever it is they want in. And it's like, nah, you can't. It's just, literally thanks, but no thanks. Because sure, we have so much gratitude for every way, a part of that reflective moment, considering all the reasons why and all the things that have contributed to your advancement. But make no mistake and do not be finessed or tricked, or I should manipulated into thinking that you owe anyone anything for that, because who still had to stay grounded and focused and persistent and strong. First of all, it took strength even to endure, but yes, who had to stay strong on account of what was incurred, and then even after, not the strength coming in, not retaliating or responding in rage or unforgiveness or vengefulness on account of what was incurred. Nobody can take credit for that. So certainly nobody gets to be rewarded for it. That's all you and the divine, you and your supreme being. You take that up between you and it, they, whatever it is that you revere it to be. And if you get the directive and the spirit to share or disperse awards and favor, so be it. But nobody can make claim to that on account of nothing they did, particularly in an adverse energy. That's nuts. But they may try to convince you so, or they may just go tell the story so. Or that could even be a projection, to interrupt your groundedness, that you wouldn't be this if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for me, or like to interject in that way, and you just, okay, thank you, appreciate you, good luck and God bless. I give you the thank you that you rightfully deserve. And trust me, that's more than enough. That's enough award and recognition for a lifetime in this case. Yeah, with the Two of Wands here, planning and plotting still on how to backtrack, to literally moonwalk into your into your good favor and fortune. It's like, And see, he has like the small world in his hand in this card. Their perspective is too small to be truly of value to your evolution and advancement at this point. You are the world in this card. Somebody's still thinking they can hold the world in the palm of their hands, but it's so small and tiny. They think they can possess it. You have become like an expression of it, a conduit of all the highest frequencies in the world, perhaps beyond, but embodied in the physical form. This person still thinks that they can control every which way the planet turns and everything that happens within it for themselves, mind you, just for themselves, not for any greater good or collective wellness. It's just for themselves. So no one in that frequency is entitled to anything. Yeah, you just keep on stomping right past their ass in the Six of Wands, like you don't even see them. You got somewhere to go where people are waiting to support you and to celebrate you and not to siphon from you or to I don't even know. Sidetrack. Yeah, because I wanted another S word. Yeah, the sidetrack, get you off course. In some ways, you can't even entertain the rhetoric, I'm telling you, because you'd be surprised how venomous words can be to your psyche when it's most vulnerable. And in a crossover moment such as this, in this season, where you're just really getting a good understanding of all that you've accomplished and all that you've incurred. It would be, that's what I was saying before about really grounding yourself within your truth before you have these interferences try to come and tell you what you need to do and how you need to do it, or what you should have done or could have done, or what you wouldn't have done if it wasn't for them, and all, like, and you would be surprised how words in a moment could, even as I'm saying it now, it probably sounds ridiculous, but in the right vulnerability can incite an insecurity in you to just throw everything off balance, to have you really contemplating the affirmed and asserted power that you have grounded for yourself justifiably, to now consider depreciating that or mistrusting it, questioning it, maybe even deflecting it or deferring it to other things or other people. Like that's dangerous. So I feel like I'm saying this for a reason, that some people may be eager to want to have a conversation with you or want to express something to you in this season, because all they have left is words and empty promises and reflections of another time. And you should probably be selective in how you allow yourself to be open to that exchange, because words have power, big power, as the Ace of Swords does. Messages, emails, texts, DMs, some things you don't even need to read. Erase it. Some things, not everything. You don't want to miss no good opportunities, of course, but you know the type and you know the difference. Exactly, Judgment. Under the Hierophant as I'm placing it here. That's giving you authority to be judge and jury over what gets to infiltrate your sacred space, what gets to share in your rewards, what gets to be a part of your support system, your support team, who your audience truly gets to be, because that you may not be for everybody. I mean, who really is? You know, even Beyonce has her haters. You know, but she also has her beehive and it's strong. So either way, you know, you find your people and you be okay with that and covet the sanctity of your identity the way that the divine obviously does. With the Judgment card, this is a regenerative power here. For you, you know, maybe having been graced with new life in this new world, a new cycle, you know, a completely different existence than what you've had up until now, that may look nothing like it did before, but could be thanks to everything that was before. You know, it's like one definitely can't be renounced for the other, but this is a fresh experience, a revival of sorts. As I've said, like, this is powerful right here. This Four of Wands, a Hierophant, and what's under this deck? Wow, I said a revival. Damn. Resurrection. You may have been spiritually deceased, if not just counted out for such. And look who got the sword, but the Knight of Swords. You know, the one that you wouldn't be nothing without me. You damn right. I wouldn't be alive with you. You know what I mean? Like, the one to put you down is the one that wants to get put on. That's crazy. Now this card coming up twice now. You got a powerful story to tell. You weren't supposed to make it to this point. You weren't supposed to evolve. Maybe you were supposed to get up and survive, you know, but you definitely weren't supposed to thrive. You were supposed to get up half disabled, maybe half out of your mind, half crazy, bitter, confused, ashamed, so desolate spiritually, maybe even mentally, that you wouldn't have had the capacity to achieve in such a way as you have. Just to be yourself. It don't even have to be nothing particularly material or, noteworthy, but we literally just talking about the testimony of your life up until this point. That looks so different for so many people, but the value of it is, man, it's precious. And like I said, the divine thinks so. That's an endorsement from the divine that no, you can't die. We need you. We need you to do some things in this realm. Look at this, the Hangman. Stop it, Spirit. You were supposed to be strung out on a cross. And it got a lot of people sick that you're not in the Nine of Swords. That Ten of Swords wasn't the nail in the coffin for you. To actually see you be revived, restored, regenerated, resurrected from perhaps some very disparaging times, at least in their eyes, is devastating for them. Imagine. Yet again, sword energy. But they didn't know, just like, let me stop. They thought while you were stuck on we were stuck on that cross, they left you to die. You were just being reconstructed. Wow. That didn't come out backwards. I just flipped that by mistake. But the Wheel of Fortune. And perhaps, my flip of the hand, unintentionally, or mistakenly, I should say, is on account of the two sides of the coin to be flipped in the favor of those that have stayed dedicated to divine destiny, and those and the adverse for those that have fought against it. Take that as you will. Try to fight fate. Not in any honorable way or any, valiant way, but just to have it their way. That's all. No matter the cost, no matter the casualty, those are the ones that will not be happy with what they have won, so to speak, with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. But in the upright, all systems are a go. We're moving forward, we're moving ahead, we're moving onward and upward in this season. And with this turn of a fresh start comes fresh favor and great fortune. Congratulations. Because you worked for it and they fought against it. But one thing you can't do is resist divine order. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You deserve it. You worked for it. When you didn't even know what you were sowing into, sowing for, tilling the ground for, watering, you didn't know if anything was growing, if there was enough light, if there were enough nutrients in the soil, but you were willing to stay the course and stay focused, and you about to see the harvest of your labor. So I hope you never get tired of hearing that in this season, because I surely feel like I could never say it enough. That's part of that affirming of your power and your purest passion and your creativity to know what you have already made true for yourself and how you get to continue on in that authority. It's been ordained to you to do so because you're trustworthy to use it productively. So, good luck and Godspeed to all. All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Until next time, as always, I leave you with peace.